Hey Pisces, I'm Jacene, also known as Tempest Trade, and this is your energy check-in. These messages may resonate if you have the Pisces Zodiac anywhere in your chart. Please use discernment when listening to these messages, as not everything may resonate for you, since this is a collective for all Pisces. Also, if you're interested in booking a private one-on-one session with me, or booking a Reiki energy healing session or a sound healing session, you can go to my link tree, Tempest Trade, in the description below. So let's get started. What do Pisces need to know right now? Oh, one card immediately flips over. The Three of Wands. This card says, put yourself out there and you will be rewarded one way or another. So you have to start moving forward. You have to start doing something. Wands is the element of fire. Fire represents action, passion, creativity, motivation, manifestation, creation. It is actual movement forward. So you need to be doing things. If you have certain goals, certain dreams, certain ideas, something that you want to do or something that you want to create, you actually have to start. You have to create a plan, write down a to-do list, actually put steps towards your goals. Let's see. What else? That fell out onto the floor. This is Good Luck Charm, number 10, which, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Wheel of Fortune. If nothing seems to be going your way, cast a spell. And this is in the reversal. So this is giving me the sense that things might not be going your way. The Wheel of Fortune, it's about cycles turning, and it's about like good luck, good fortune coming your way, things happening, good things happening. Also, like making space in your life for opportunities to come your way, or actual opportunities taking off, seeing the benefits, seeing the rewards of the things that you do. And I'm just going to say, because this does say good luck charm, and it does also say if nothing seems to be going your way, cast a spell. And the fact that this card is in the reversal, if you happen to be a magical, spiritual type of person where you are praying, working with herbs, working with spells, working with oils, if you happen to be an actual practitioner where you are doing certain things, be careful. Be careful with your intentions. Be careful with your motives. Be careful with your words, with your actions, because it's like karma. Like you don't want to do things or put, for example, put yourself out there. You don't want to put certain things out into the world that doesn't have good intentions. You don't want to cast spells where your motives, your intentions are not in the right place, if that makes sense. So be very aware on what it is that you're doing and how you're doing it. And again, if things aren't going your way, sometimes there's a reason for it. Sometimes there's a lesson to be learned. And the question is, are you learning the lesson? Are you learning from what's happening? Four of Cups in the upright. Try not to be so picky. The Four of Cups is having these different things in front of you, these different options, or yes, having these things in front of you, but you're not really paying attention to all of it. You're not really being grateful for everything you have. And you could be really picky. You could be overlooking some of the blessings that you actually have because you're not seeing or being grateful for what it is that you actually have. Let's see. That could be the reason why this reversed good luck charm, reversed, if I'm not mistaken, Wheel of Fortune. You could feel like things aren't going your way. And you could feel that way because you're not really opening your eyes. You're not really paying attention to what's already in your life. You're being too picky about what's going on in your life, and you're overlooking what you do actually have. Oh my gosh, 3 cards flipped out. I don't think I want to take 3 cards. It was supposed to be just 1 card. Okay, I'm going to put them back in, but I'm going to honorable mention them. So we have the Patient Witch, which is the Hanged Man. We have 3 of Swords, it's okay to cry, and then we have the Judgment card. All the signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So being patient, letting things go, healing, and understanding that you are where you're supposed to be. So I'm going to put these cards back in different orders because I don't like too many cards. We're going to shuffle them back in. Now, if those cards happen to come out again, then we know that it was meant to be. But again, honorable mention. Last card. The Fool, Cozy Witch. Take a chance, for each morning is a new beginning. Followed by at the bottom of the deck, the 9 of Swords in the reversal. We all get a bit carried away with our worries sometimes. So this is essentially saying, let go of the worries and take a leap of faith. Let go of the worries and actually move forward. For example, this 3 of Wands, put yourself out there, move forward, do something. Understand that some things may not go your way, and maybe it's because some things aren't actually for you and you need to be learning a lesson from it. And if, for example, you are trying to achieve something and you stumble, learn from it, get back up, try again. But remember, remain grateful of what you have. Open your eyes to what you do have in front of you. Take the leap of faith, move forward, let go of whatever is inside your head, whatever kind of, some things might keep you up at night. And I believe you're beginning to understand that you need to let those things go. Let's get some clarification cards. So let's clarify this 3 of Wands in the upright. Oh, I thought a card flipped. Okay, that card, it didn't flip over, but I take cards that cannot be placed back into the deck neatly. So sideways card. Identity Thief. Okay, that's interesting. So Identity Thief is either 2 different interpretations, also because this card is sideways. Either one, you might have a habit of comparing yourself to other people or copying other people. taking bits and pieces from other people and integrating those things into yourself. Or other people could have a habit of taking from you, copying you, mimicking you, trying to steal something from you, one or the other. Please use your discernment, because this is a collective reading for multiple people. So some of you could have the shadow work to do to stop comparing yourself to other people, or to stop copying others, taking from others, stealing from others. And some of you need to have a bit more confidence in yourself to put yourself out there, regardless of who else might copy you, who else might try to take from you. Of course, be wise and discerning about who you allow into your inner circle, so that way you don't have any like thieves amongst your inner circle. But you shouldn't allow people to stop you from putting yourself out there. You should always be willing to just step out onto faith and put yourself out there, even if others may copy you, may mimic you. This could also, for example, mean that you might already have experience with people stealing from you, and that could be what might stop you from actually taking a leap of faith in some way. Another thing that I thought of, this Four of Cups, the gratitude and trying not to be picky, this could also lend a hand towards that. You might be looking at other people, and you know that saying, comparison is the thief of joy. You could be stealing your own joy because you are looking at what other people have and not really focusing on all the different options or blessings that are available to you. Let's get clarification on this reversed good luck charm. Ooh. Look at that. Opportunity lost. I was talking about how certain things may not go your way. So this opportunity lost in the sideways is giving me the feeling that some opportunities are not for you. Some people are not for you. Some things just aren't for you, and that's okay. On the other hand, you could have lost some opportunities or some people, some like manifestations or some blessings, because you might not have been in the right mind space or the right heart space. Let's just say if your intentions and your motives weren't exactly in the right space, you could have lost a few things in your life that could have benefited you, or could have made your life could have made your life happier, or could have made your life a little different. That's why it's always important to be grounded, to make wise choices, wise decisions for your best, happiest, healthiest life, and to make sure that any choice you make, it's always with integrity, with pure intentions, pure motives, not for selfish reasons. It's okay to be selfish in terms of like your standards, your boundaries, like protecting yourself. But it's not a good thing to be selfish as in taking from other people, taking what they have just because you want to take it, or or sabotaging other people just because you don't want them to be happy, for example. So just be aware that it's okay if certain things don't work out. It's all right. Remember, everything is a learning lesson. every experience is a learning lesson. And as long as you can learn the lesson from every experience, you are better equipped to handle the next experience because you will gain more wisdom. And more wisdom ultimately allows you to just live a better life. Clarification on the Four of Cups in the upright. Oh, okay. So we have unexpected news in the reversal, followed by dead weight shackles in the upright. So unexpected news, this is a stork carrying a baby. Of course, unexpected means that you don't know something and the news is being delivered to you and it's like, oh my gosh. But in the reversal, it's kind of like you already know. You already know something. You already know some piece of information. Now this unexpected news, like a surprise, changes everything. New troubles eclipse old. You get some news, you get a vital message. But again, in the reversal, it's like you kind of already know. And with this dead weight shackles, I feel like you might already know. For example, this four of cups, try not to be picky. You might already know that your pickiness or your lack of gratitude could be the reason why you are a bit held back, why some things don't work out for you, why you kind of, for example, this Nine of Swords, why you kind of stay up at night sometimes in your feelings. This could be, for example, the news that you already know, that you are your own worst enemy at times. On the flip side, this could also mean that you might be connected to certain people, certain jobs, certain family members, certain relationship partners, certain friends who are not good for you and keep you held back. And on some subconscious, intuitive level, you already know that. You know that there are things in your life, that keep you weighed down, whether it be yourself or other people, places, spaces around you. And given that this unexpected news, for example, is a stork carrying a baby, I'm just going to put it out there that be careful about be careful with who you are sexually involved with, because if you're not careful, you could wind up tying yourself to someone. Just putting that out there, because we have a stork and a baby. Just putting that out there. Now let's get clarification on the Fool card. Ooh. Fell out into the sideways. Negotiator, procurer. So this card is about communications with people, negotiating with people, procuring things, which is essentially obtaining things. So when you think about a negotiator, for example, let's just say if you are trying to get a new job, or if you're trying to go for a new career goal or a new project. You might need to do some negotiating and communicating in terms of, for example, how much you want to be paid, or how many days off you want, how many vacation days you want, or who you want to work with, and the terms and conditions of how you want to work. If this is in regards to a relationship, for example, then you need to be very clear about your standards, boundaries, your non-negotiables, your life goals, etc., and make sure that you can communicate those, talk about those, compromise, negotiate clearly. If you're trying to procure something, again, like a job, a house, a car, anything like that, in the sideways, have faith in yourself, take a leap of faith, trust yourself, but also be aware of how you talk to people and who it is that you're talking to, who it is that you're negotiating with. If it's a company, make sure that you understand the company's ideology or the company's like dynamics. So it's like, yeah, like be sure you speak up, be sure you are very clear, and be sure you know exactly what you want. This card in the sideways, it's like you don't want to be iffy, wishy-washy on what you want and how you want it. You want to be very precise, very clear. So be clear on what you want. Take the chance. Bet on yourself. Now let's get clarification on this reverse Nine of Swords. Oh, two cards flipped. We have Warm and Fuzzy with Magic Moment. Okay, so this is kind of what you are in your head about and what you're kind of letting go. In the background, I have randomized songs playing. I haven't really been paying attention to the songs, but right now it's the song Man Eater by Nelly Furtado. And I find that kind of telling for the fact that Warm, Fuzzy and Magic Moment has come out with the Nine of Swords. And also the fact that we have this stork and the baby for the unexpected news. I feel like you're in your head about love. You're in your head about your connections with people. You're in your head about the affection, the reciprocity, the give and take between you and people. And you could be at times up at night about life, your connections with people, and how life sometimes doesn't seem magical. I'm not going to lie, this kind of gives me a slightly codependent feeling. Because you're worried about warm and fuzzy feelings and the magic moment being in the sideways. The magic moment is about seeing the world in an enchanted way, and how, like, it's funny because this second bullet point says a spell doesn't work as expected. And then we have cast a spell in reversal. I really hope, because again, this is a collective, this is for multiple people. I really hope some of you aren't doing magic on people. I really hope not. But this is kind of giving me the feeling that you worry a lot about things working out for you in relationship dynamics and connections, when really the true honest thing, the truth is, you really need to love yourself. the world shouldn't be magical just because someone gives you warm and fuzzy feelings. Like seeing the world in a magical way, in an enchanted way, seeing like the beauty of life shouldn't be dependent upon if someone likes you or if you're connected to another person. And on top of that, you shouldn't be trying to cast magic on people expecting to turn their affections to you in a good positive way, because this could mean that maybe you did. And especially with the opportunity lost, maybe it didn't work out. The bottom of the deck, retired and elder in the reversal at the bottom of the deck. It's an interesting card to be at the bottom. That's a very interesting card to be at the bottom. So a reverse retired or elder, someone who's not older reversed, someone who's not retired, or someone who is older, retired, but they're not connected to you. That's such an interesting card to be at the bottom. Could it be that you don't want to work? Because there are a lot of people who, for example, they want to retire early and they don't want to work until old age. This could also be that indication. Like you want certain things and this is kind of like saying that you're going to need to put some work in, and at the same time be grateful for what you have. And it feels as though there's not a magical solution to whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Like it's going to take some work. It's going to take some planning, some strategizing. You can't just take. This is a slightly odd reading. Not going to lie. So again, this reversed elder retired card could mean that you want to retire early. You don't want to work until old age. And maybe that's kind of what you're in your head about too, is working until old age and not wanting to do that. But again, this could also mean that you might have done some magic work, and you might have done some magic work on a person that didn't work. Or it's having slightly different results than you anticipated, and this might be telling you to like, don't do that. Don't try to cut corners. Yeah, this is actually giving me a don't cut corners reading. All right, let's get more clarification on Three of Wands and Identity Thief. Myojin of cryptic dreams. So you might be receiving some dream messages about someone that might be trying to steal or copy you, or you might be receiving dream messages about your own shadow habits or your own shadow work of stealing, copying others. But this could also mean pay attention to your dreams, not just the dreams you have when you are asleep, but for example, your goals, because the Three of Wands is Put yourself out there and you'll be rewarded one way or another. So what dreams do you have? What goals do you have? Pay attention to those dreams, those goals. Keep that in your line of sight. Aim for those. Build upon those. So 2 different interpretations. Let's get information on reverse good luck charm and opportunity lost. This came out on the sideways. Bitter heart witch. Okay. Don't be bitter if certain things don't work out in your favor. Don't be bitter if you've tried to cut corners and it didn't work out. Don't be bitter if you put in genuine effort and something still doesn't work out. Don't hold on to grudges. Don't be bitter. And on the one hand, you could be bitter, not because certain things didn't work out, but that could be the reason why certain things don't work out, is because you might have a tendency to be bitter. And it's interesting because it's bitter heart witch. Witches cast spells, they do magic. And this card casts a spell, but in reversal. If you do magic, if you practice magic, if you light candles, if you speak spells, if you work with herbs, if you do oils, if you do prayers, be very, very, very careful with what you say, how you say it, and what you're doing. Because again, if you're doing things with ill intentions and ill motives, you will reap the karma that you are putting out there. But again, on the flip side, if things do not work out, learn from it. Don't be bitter about it. Learn from it. There's a lesson in it. Can you learn the lesson? Can you grow? Can you evolve? Can you look at life as a teacher and you are the forever student? Also, don't let other people's bitterness corrupt you. Just because other people might be bitter, it doesn't mean that you have to be bitter too. It doesn't mean you have to absorb that energy. You can choose. It's the beauty of life. It's the beauty of free will. We can choose. Let's get more clarification on the Four of Cups with unexpected news and dead weight shackles. That flipped and danced. Nature's embrace in the sideways. This card represents spending time with nature, trusting yourself, connecting with nature, understanding that there is a natural order of the world, understanding that there is a natural give and take. For example, the circle of life. We live, we die. We give, we take. There's a balance. Everything is a balance. And when you understand that there's a balance, when you understand that there's a natural order, when you understand that when you understand that, it becomes easier to flow with the natural world, to flow with life, to learn, to grow, to evolve, to be a part of that natural order, and to embrace life, embrace the flow, embrace the ups and downs. So this really does, it really does feel like, especially with this Four of Cups, try not to be picky. Like you really do need, you just need to understand nature more. You need to understand life more. You need to embrace the natural order, embrace that life has ups and downs, embrace the totality of life. Embrace that being human means that you are going to experience the full circle of the human experience. Happiness, sadness, anger, grief, loss, chaos, destruction, wisdom, learning, disappointment. It's all part of it. And when you understand that, it makes it so much easier to move through it. All right. Let's get clarification on the Fool with Negotiator and Procurer. Was this supposed to be in the reversal or the sideways? Okay. Bodyguard in the sideways. Protection. That's interesting. This is an interesting combination of cards because with Negotiator and with a Procurer, when we think about negotiating, you are protecting yourself. But not only that, when we think of, for example, this is an extreme example, but this is to illustrate how these cards connect in such a way. But when we think about hostage negotiations, when we think about like crime scene negotiations, where negotiations are pivotal in terms of extreme violence or extreme right and wrongs, there's like the bodyguards are the frontline people. Like the negotiator, for example, is that bodyguard. They are the ones that are trying to bring the criminal down to a certain level that helps protect a lot of people involved. So this combination of cards, the Fool, taking a chance, you might need to take a chance on not just being your own negotiator, but your own bodyguard, protecting yourself, standing up for yourself, combined. Like, take that chance. And it's possible that, for example, because we have this warm and fuzzy, and we have this retired elder over here, and this reading kind of gives me the feeling of like cutting corners and maybe casting magic and trying to maybe like manipulate things in a certain way. This kind of feels like you really have to take a chance on yourself, that you have to be your own negotiator. You have to be your own bodyguard. You have to be self-sufficient. And I'm getting two different interpretations. I'm getting, you have to stop leaning on other people and expecting other people to make it easier for you. And maybe not other people only, but like expecting like, I was going to say a daddy. But on the other hand, for example, since the Fool is about taking a chance, taking the leap of faith, it's possible that It's possible that you might enter a connection with another person, and that connection could be a work collaboration, a project collaboration. It could be a family connection, a friend connection. It could also be a relationship partner. Now, if you are moving into a connection of some sort, then this is giving me the feeling that you need to learn how to actually collaborate with people, because you can create connections where people can actually protect you, where people can actually take care of you, but it all hinges on you being an effective communicator. It hinges on you being vulnerable. It's dependent upon you collaborating. Like, you have to collaborate from like good intentions, from like an integrity standpoint. And if you can collaborate with integrity, then you can create solid foundational connections. So two different interpretations. Either one, be more self-sufficient, rely on yourself, become your own bodyguard, become your own negotiator. Or two, collaborate better, have more integrity, and you will gain better foundational connections. Woo. All right. Let's get clarification on this reverse Nine of Swords. Oh. Honorable mentions: Banishing Seal, Feat of Strength, and Backstab. But I'm not taking that because, again, too many cards. Banishing Seal, which is protection, banishing, Feat of Strength, having strength, and Backstab. Self-explanatory. Let's all right, clarification. Nine of Swords, warm fuzzy, magic moment. Burst of Strength. Isn't that interesting? Because Feat of Strength had come out and now it's a different card, Burst of Strength, in the reversal. Our fight is not about territory or revenge. It is about freedom, plain and simple. And this card's in the reversal. I feel like you need to have more strength in yourself. And I feel like since the fight is about freedom, two different interpretations. Either one, you need to break free from certain mindsets and certain habits you have. The other interpretation, you need to understand that since I got the feeling of cutting corners and possibly casting magic, casting spells on people, doing magic on others, you need to understand that other people might fight to get away from you. Because you, again, use your discernment, keep an open mind. This is a collective reading for many different Pisces, many different people. You might have a tendency to be bitter. You might have a tendency to let your intrusive, impulsive thoughts win. You might have a tendency to give in to your own bad habits and do things to other people. If you do, other people won't want to be around you. Because remember, if you have standards, boundaries, and non-negotiables, other people also have their own standards, their own boundaries, and their own non-negotiables. And when you cross other people, they have the free will and free choice to move away from you. You cannot step on other people's toes and expect them to want to stay around you. But also, have strength in yourself. Since I also kind of got a slightly codependent feeling off of this warm, fuzzy magic moment, have strength in yourself that you can love yourself. Have faith in yourself that you can be self-sufficient, that you can be everything that you need, that you don't need other people to supply you with some type of magical, warm, fuzzy feelings. And also, if certain things don't go your way, maintain strength in yourself. It's not the end of the world. It's a lesson. It's a lesson so that way the next experience you have could be handled more better. But again, also, this warm and fuzzy, it's not just about other people. It's also about your own happiness. All right. Let's get clarification on the reverse retired and elder. Restore the peace with alchemy on the bottom of the deck. That makes a lot of sense. So restore the peace, exactly as it says, bring peace to yourself. For example, with this retired elder card, if you are the type of person that doesn't want to work your entire life, you want to retire early, have more peace inside your mind. Don't be anxious. Don't worry so much about how it's going to happen. Alchemy. Alchemize those worries, alchemize those fears, those anxieties, bring peace to yourself. And this Three of Wands, put yourself out there. Actually start making moves. Don't cut corners, but start putting action towards the goals that you have. And alchemy is not just about, for example, the retiring early, but this also kind of goes into the whole, if certain things don't go your way, if you missed out on certain opportunities, if you might have bitterness inside you, alchemize that. Ground yourself, love yourself. Learn how to change or turn your negative, unhealthy mindsets or emotions or any stagnation. Turn that into productivity. Turn it into peace. Turn it into self-love. Turn it into self-respect. Turn it into inspiration, motivation, determination. All right. Let's get some answers on how to move forward or on moving forward. song currently playing is Complicated by Avril Lavigne. You might have a tendency to overcomplicate your own life. Or you might have a tendency to be involved with people or spaces, places that are complicated. So we have family tree in the reversal with ancestors in the reversal, which is interesting because ancestors and family tree are literally linked together. So family tree is about expansion and legacy. When you think about expansion, when you think about legacy, it is really tied to that retire and that elder. Like, for example, not wanting to work until old age. You're trying to retire early, therefore you're trying to create like self-sustaining for yourself, but also self-sustaining for if you have children. For example, this unexpected news, this stork and this baby. If you have a family, something to leave to them because you're able to not have to work and maybe provide your family with something tangible that they could also carry on. But it's in the reversal. So this could mean that, for example, you don't know how, or you don't have faith in yourself, you don't trust yourself, maybe you're confused or you're stuck, maybe you're finding it difficult to somehow create that expansion and that legacy for yourself. But we also have the ancestors in the reversal, historical connections and purposes. This could mean that your ancestors, passed on loved ones, are trying to get in touch with you. They're trying to help you out from the other side. And in the reversal, it's kind of giving me the feeling like you're not listening to them. You're not reaching out to them. You're not honoring them. You're not learning from them. Since this also represents purposes, like your purpose, maybe at the same time you're confused about like your purpose here. This really is a big, like, both of these cards are family cards. Maybe you have some family wounds that you need to work through. Maybe that's why it's a bit difficult to connect with your family, connect with your ancestors. These family wounds could also be what adds to this lack of gratitude and what seems to be kind of like a stagnation within your mind. So connect with your ancestors. Connect with your family. Don't be afraid of expanding your own mind and possibly expanding some gratitude towards the family that has had your back or the ancestors that have been trying to help you from the other side. Oh, something did flip. We have phase entanglement in the reversal, emotional influence. Remember, I was talking about, and this is interesting because emotional influence has come out with the try not to be picky, like the lack of gratitude, the unexpected news, the baby and the stork, and the dead weight shackles. Phase entanglement, I mean, look at this card. You've got someone gossiping to another person, and then you have someone else in the background kind of like looking over their shoulder at the people that's gossiping. Make sure that you are connected to people who have good intentions. Because remember, deadweight shackles, people that hold you back, or, for example, like your own mind, your own habits that hold you back. Especially since we have bitter heart witch out here. Don't be bitter. Don't be the person that steals from other people and gets mixed up into situations all because you're not grateful for your own life, all because you're acting out of your shadows. And at the same time, don't encourage people. This is emotional influence. You might have a tendency to just connect yourself with people because, again, I'm getting that codependent feeling. There's a saying. What was it? Not all company is good company. Is that the saying? I think that might be the saying. If it isn't, then but what I'm thinking of is don't surround yourself with people that indulge in your shadow side, in your bad habits. And don't be the person that influences other people and brings them down to your shadow side. All right, final card. Personal guide in the reversal, guardian angel, spirit family, another family card. With emotional desert on the bottom of the deck in reversal. Ooh, okay. So with personal guide, guardian angel, spirit family in the reversal, it can mean that you do have guardian angels protecting you, but again, that protection can only go so far. If you are acting out of bad impulses, if you're acting out of your shadow, if you're doing bad things to other people, you're not always going to be protected when you do bad things, when you make bad choices. And you do have guardians and spirit family that's trying to help you. The question is, are you going to allow them to help you? Are you going to grow and evolve and allow that guidance to come through? And you might have this feeling like you're not guided, you're not protected, there's no one there. But from everything I'm seeing, they are there. It feels like you are the one that's making the choice to not connect with your guides, with your protectors, with the people that have your back, with spirit. And with this emotional desert in the reversal, inactivity, isolation. This is giving me the sense of like the Hermit card. Like you do need to take some time for yourself. You do need to look within, not because like not with the intention of, oh, get away from me, but with the intention of, I need to search myself. And when I search myself and I become grounded within myself, and I can understand where, or for example, you can understand where your emotions come from, what is driving you, what is motivating you, you will then be able to come out of that isolation, come out of that inactivity, and actually move. And I think you do need to do that. You need to begin moving. Like, you can't allow your emotions, for example, this bitterness or this dead weight, whatever the dead weight is. It could be your mindset, it could be your habits, and it could be other people. For example, this emotional influence. If there's certain people around you that are bringing you down and influencing you to have bad habits, move away from them. If you are not a person that has bad intentions, but you're just around people that are bad influences, move away. But if you are a person that teeters between being a good person and being a selfish person and cutting corners and doing things, you really need to ask yourself why. Why do you do the things that you do? Why do you make the choices that you make? Why do you not see the good in life? Why do you not see the good things around you? Why do you allow certain people into your life that might bring you down? Why do you allow yourself to bring you down? Asking the question why that's what you do in therapy. You can therapy yourself by asking yourself why. Above all, have strength in yourself, believe in yourself, move forward, achieve your dreams. Don't allow life's ups and downs to give you a bitter perspective about life. Don't be codependent on other people. Learn to love yourself and understand that you are the co-creator with the universe, with God, source, spirit, goddesses, ancestors, energy. You can make life beautiful. You just actually have to believe it and then do it. This was a really heavy reading. I hope this resonated with you. And if you would like a private one-on-one with me, you can go to my Linktree Tempest Trade in the description below. Until next time.